Are you struggling to stop the run? Be sure you check out Meister Madden for a full guide covering all the meta formations from high form close to heavy panther. What is up, YouTube? Today we're going to be going over Blocky and Mattstergamer. Now we're going to be skipping a little bit of chunks here and there. But anyways, we're going to be focusing on Blocky in this video, and we can focus on Matt the next video. So drop a like on this video if you guys want Mattstergamer's point of view. So we're going to be starting off. He's in the West Coast offense. I'm going to make sure this is going full screen. He's in West Coast offense. Matt is in Oakland offense. You can see right here, starts off sending a simple 5-man blitz. Now that's something really glitchy right there. Something really glitchy. What happens is spies. Most people, what they'll do is they'll just try to swerve the spy, maybe try to make people click on what Blocky does right there in this situation. Clicks in that left trigger and is able to do spin or ball carrier moves because he changes Lamar Jackson from just a quarterback to a running back, in a sense, if you guys can follow along with that. Now, one thing that Blocky does a lot in this, which I don't like, especially later on into the game, he stays in this max protect scheme and instead of sending more routes out, he stays in this max protect. Now, I get this because Blocky is kind of anticipating him sending a 12 or 8-man or 7-man rush, but Matt never really does that all too much. I think Blocky probably could have picked this up a little bit easier than just blocking 6. So instead, Blocky stays in this max protect pretty much the entire game. Even when Matt switches over to nickel normal rush 3, Blocky stays in this max protect scheme the whole game. I don't really like that, but I get where Blocky's coming from because he's kind of expecting a 7-man and technically 8-man rush with what Matt could do with his user. Again, while it's not necessary, it is a possibility. You can see right here, he takes his checkdowns. This is really a game of checkdown for Blocky all game long. He's going to take his short stuff frequently. Now, we're going to go ahead and just skip ahead a little bit to 125. And this is going to be the same look. I mean, there's nothing special that he's doing. He's only sending 5. While he is picking it up, he's kind of getting some really glitchy sheds. He ends up having to throw it deep. Now, you can see Matt is confused, like, what? And don't worry, guys, I would be equally confused as well. I want to go over what happened right there real quick. I'm going to let this game run still. But what happened is Matt has a soft squad out there, which will follow that streak. He also has a spy set on field, sends 5, has a spy. Lamar Jackson rolls out. Matt pushes in the right stick, which occasionally, even when you have a spy, will send a zone down also. And that is pretty much just it's not an exploit in the game. It's just a bug that you kind of got to deal with. And so Blocky gets his first pretty much fluke touchdown right off the bat. And that's going to be pretty big when it comes down because Mattstergamer was playing phenomenal defense. And so Matt kind of got screwed over there just a little bit. So we're going to skip ahead to 126.55. Right about there is good enough. And in this case, Matt, like many others, is a runner. And when you're playing a runner, they have superb clock management skills. Their game plan is to not let you get the ball ever again and chew this clock out. Now, Blocky gets an unfortunate thing. He's on Ray Lewis right now, and when the ball gets snapped, he gets clicked onto his D-line. Again, that's just unfortunate things that happen on both sides. So now they both get bailed out equally, and the game is now basically 0-0. That's kind of just something you gotta deal with in Madden 20. You gotta be careful about with using linebackers this year is getting forced onto your D-line. I don't know if they're ever going to patch that. They probably won't, knowing EA. It's just going to be something we're going to have to deal with the entire year. So, he gets clicked on his D-line, and later into the game, you'll notice that Blocky starts getting really uncomfortable in this particular run defense. And Mo even would say that he needs to be on a safety in a cover 4 drop show 2. You really can't be on a linebacker in using for run D in a cover 4 drop show 2 out of 3-4 odd. Me personally, I've got a run defense that is able to stop every stretch and dive play, and I can use the linebacker still comfortably. But it just varies formation to formation what you're going to have to do. So again, spins out the spy, max protect, and you notice that time Mattstergamer again only rushes 3. That's all he's doing. And Blocky is, at least in this nickel normal, and Blocky is still staying in this max protect scheme. I don't know why. Maybe this is just how he built his team. I couldn't tell you guys. But he still stays in this max protect. Blocks 7 against 3. Looks like Matt has some sort of like looping stunt defense going on. I don't know. Maybe that's just the way that max protect affects the blocking against this nickel normal. Probably is. But it still stays in this max protect pretty much the whole entire time. Now we're going to go ahead and just skip a big chunk right here. Matt ends up driving down, or sorry, Blocky ends up driving down and gets his 3 points. And I believe Matt ends up driving down later on and gets 7 later into the game. So again, single back wing tight U. If you guys remember earlier in the game, he did the exact same motion, exact same play call. Stretch to the left. And Blocky is on his linebacker. This time he hops on Troy Polamalu and gets a lucky shed. That's not defense. That's called getting sheds in, having the game help you out right there. He just pretty much gets all ignored all together and gets him into the backfield. That looks like LT got ignored and then got picked up again. So, yeah, that's kind of how you got to deal with the game. So we'll let this drive play out. 2nd and 12. He's going to run stretch. He's going to make all these hot routes for nothing. Well, maybe. Nope. Now it's dive. He audibles into dive. So a lot of runners, what they'll do is they'll make fake hot routes. And again, he's getting stuck on his D-line in a cover 4 drop show 2. That's not how a cover 4 drop show 2 works for run defense. You can't play linebacker in that. You got to have the linebackers and defensive line occupy blocks for you as a safety to come in, make play. So again, Matt's just going to chew this clock away. He's got a whole field to work with. An entire field. Now this time he switches up. He goes into a cover for 1, which I like a little bit better. And he hops onto the safety this time, blitzes pretty much the house, and Matt picks up the easy yard. That was an easy first down. Dive in that particular formation, that's probably one of the hardest runs to stop as a dive, especially if you're relying on 3-4 pressure to get through. So good drive so far on Matt. Now we're going to go ahead and let this play out as well. Remember, now what? Stretch to the right. That should not be a surprise for any of you guys watching this. Should not be a shock whatsoever. It's the same motion, same formation. You know he's not going to pass out of that. He hasn't passed once. He's just ran stretch out of that the entire time. And again, going into I-form close, guess what? Stretch or dive. What do you guys think it's going to be right here? 2nd and 11. I promise you I would run stretch right here. Promise you I would run stretch. And he runs stretch. Again, that should be no shocker whatsoever. Still on that linebacker in this cover 4 drop show 2. You really can't run with a linebacker in cover 4 drop show 2. Or even this cover 1 hole. Whatever kind of 3-4, unless you have a specific defense, which we have on Meister Madden. You really can't use a linebacker to comfortably stop runners out of this formation. Again, MeisterMadden.com, we have a full guide breaking down every meta formation as far as running is concerned. So be sure you guys check it out. It's going to be down below in the description. This time, I don't know. Again, looks like he's probably going to cover 2 that time. 3rd and 1, and he easily picks it up. So we're going to check where we are. We're going to go ahead and skip ahead just a little bit to 137. Right here's where we want to be at. So 4th and 3. Skip quite a bit, and you can see Matt has chewed up the entire 2nd quarter. Not giving Blocky a chance to even breathe, catch his breath, or even try to get a stop. Now 4th and 3. This is going to be huge for Blocky. Blocky has to get this turnover. And this is going to be the first time that Matt is going to pass. Anytime you guys can get a runner to pass, you're going to find out their best passing player, or at least one of their money plays that they're going to go to in their needed situations. So in this case, this is going to be Matt's first time passing, and this is huge. This is also a time for defense. You don't know what they're going to pull out. This is your first time you've gotten them to 4th down. You don't know what they're going to do. They could run dive, they could run stretch. But generally when they motion people out like that, you're pretty safe to say, hey, I think it's going to be a pass, which it is. It's a 3-route combination behind it. Simple hitch, playmaker. He runs backwards. He gets a fortunate break of tackle, and he picks up the first down. Now you can see Matt's like, okay, well, I kind of got lucky. Yeah, he did. So we're going to skip ahead. He Eventually, Blocky gets him into a 4th down. Yet again, pretty much the same exact situation. 4th and 3. We're going to go right about here. And remember last time, he had a streak, a post, and a hitch. Pretty much going on max protect. He had his tight end on the check and release. But in a sense, it's basically good enough to say he was in a max protect scheme right there. So, again, 4th and short. Most intelligent players aren't going to run in this situation. Because if you have run defense, you're going to be able to stop him in the backfield pretty much consistently every single time. So Matt's going to pass yet again. And again. And again. And again. Now this time he shows him a different look. He has a corner route with a in route. And Blocky plays good defense. Now, yeah, Matt probably could have thrown that corner out pretty easily because Blocky was going to actually originally intended on baiting him on that playmaker and left the corner out. So Matt could have thrown the corner out, easy 1st down. But nonetheless, Blocky plays good defense. He stands up for himself. And Matt's giving him the same look out of nickel normal. Which, again, remember last time he was just rushing 3. There was really nothing special that he was doing on defense. It's just rush 3 and put pretty much everybody into a flat with a 1 high safety in the middle 3rd. So we're going to go ahead and let this play out. And this is a big issue that Blocky's running into. And Matt's picked up on. Look what he's doing on both sides of the field. He's pretty much putting everybody into flats with 1 deep safety. It looks like maybe in a deep half. Because he's expecting him to just play short zones. So again, spins it out. Blocky's becoming predictable. What happens when the passer becomes predictable? He becomes easy to box. And right there, Matt bags up Blocky. Blocky able to push in that left trigger, fake out the defender, and get a good gain for a 1st down. This is a huge thing that Blocky's going to be doing this entire game. He's going to start becoming a little predictable. Now after this, we're going to go ahead and skip ahead quite a bit. There's nobody open. You probably could have threw it to RB with pass lead to the outside. But Matt plays really, really good defense. So now we're going to go ahead and skip ahead. Blocky ends up getting us 3 points right there. Nothing really too big happens. So we're not going to really worry about that. But 150 is exactly where we want to be at. Blocky is now on a 4th and 4. Down 4 points. And in this situation, some people might say, well, why doesn't he punt? Here's the issue with punting in this particular situation. If you punt, Matt gets the ball with a lot of field to work with and a lot of time to chew away. You only got 3 timeouts, technically 4 with that 2-minute warning, but Blocky has yet to stop him consistently on defense. So you got to go for it in this situation. And plus, if Blocky doesn't get this, Matt's working with a short field. This is something that is really well thought out, and I think it's a really smart decision on Blocky to go for this, because by having Matt working with a shorter field instead of 80 yards, he's only got 70 yards, then Matt cannot chew away the rest of the game, and Blocky still has those quote-unquote 4 timeouts with that 2-minute warning being one of them. So right here, 4th and 4, he's pretty much going to send out a lot of short routes. Again, it's only 4 yards. Really, you don't need a whole lot. And still staying in this max protect. Matt, if I was Matt, I'll talk a little bit about Matt's defense. I would have sent the crib right here. I would have probably baseline pressed, or maybe a baseline moved the slot corner in and just blitzed 7 right here. But again, Matt takes a timeout that could actually bite him in the butt because Matt didn't like what he saw on defense. He's like, okay, I need time, timeout. We're not ready. Takes timeout, gets him back to 4th and 4. And Blocky either is going to get this or he's going to give up 3 points. A touchdown from Matt would pretty much seal the game. But Blocky's going to go for this guy. Corner out. I think this is a really good route combination right here. Probably would change it up a little bit. But corner out with a post route. More than likely would have somebody open if he had time. He has RB. And, well, it kind of gets unlucky right there. Blocky running out to the left with a right-handed QB. That's going to happen more often than not. But again, Blocky, from his point of view, it's okay because he has a short field to work with. He probably will hold him to 3 right here, and in which he does. It's pretty easy to tell. Blocky's going to hold him to 3 points right here. At this point, Matt is in chew clock mode. Any kind of runner is going to think, okay, you know what? I got 29 yards to work with. I've got pretty much 4 timeouts I got to take away from Blocky. We're going to run this ball. We're going to chew this clock. We're not going to let him get the ball again. And we're going to win this way by time management. So right here, 2nd and 9. He runs a stretch to the right. Pretty easy. Gets a lucky shed right there. If that shed did not happen, that would have very easily had been a touchdown. And Matt ends up taking it to the 2-minute warning. So we're going to skip ahead about a minute right here to 1:52:43. Right about there is close enough. And Matt decides to throw. But he changes his mind last second. I think this is a terrible decision to throw the ball right here. The reason for that, what happens if you throw a pick 6? As a runner, that puts you in a bad situation. Really bad situation, especially with only 2 timeouts. So he actually audibles back into I form close and goes to HB lead dive. I think that's a much safer play call because even a 3 right here puts you up 7 points, and then Blocky needs to score on offense, which he has not scored a touchdown this entire half. Keep that in mind. Matt's been playing superb, dominant defense this entire half. So Matt takes his 3 and goes up 7 points. So that's going to be absolutely huge. Blocky takes his timeout. So now he only has 2 timeouts left. 2-minute warning has already passed. And now Blocky needs to score on this drive. There's no question he doesn't score. It's going to be game over here. So we're going to skip ahead right here. A silly mistake, I think. And Mo even agrees if you guys can hear him. That Blocky does. I'll go ahead and let this play out. You'll see he has a bunch of check down routes again with simple post, crosser, dig route, or in route. RB, he stays in bounds. Now, I can kind of understand what Blocky does, why he does that. He doesn't want Matt to get the ball back again. He wants this to be the last drive of the regular time and take it into overtime. So, I get where Blocky's going for, why he's doing that. But at the same time, you only got 2 timeouts left, man. You need all the time you can get. Again, max protect scheme. There's no reason. Throw on the run, that should be accurate normally. But because that spy was chasing after him, he gets the pressure inaccurate. And in turn, misses the easy dot for a gain of quite a bit of yards right there. At this point, Blocky needs big chunks. These little 3-yard routes, Matt's okay with giving up. These little 4-yard routes, 5-yard routes, Matt's okay with giving up. These 20-yard routes, no. He's not okay with giving that up. So again, max protect. I don't know why Blocky didn't realize he's never sent the blitz once. Plays really good defense. Again, gets a really unfortunate throw. On the run, inaccurate. I don't know how that would be considered inaccurate because Lamar Jackson's a mobile QB. He's throwing naturally with his right arm rolling out to the right. So, kind of unfortunate right there. This is going to be the big game deciding factor. I believe it's 3rd and 3, 4th and 3. It's really short. That's all I do know. So, you don't really need a lot of yards. But at the same time, Matt is okay with giving up short yards. Like, in this situation, you should not be worried about giving up a little 4-yard in route or slant route. You should be worried about giving up a deep corner route. Most average to below average players, what they'll do in this situation is, okay, we're going to get a stop right here. We're going to make sure he doesn't get this first down, which it's okay in this situation to play aggressive. In fact, what I would have done different from Matt is I totally would have sent the blitz right here. I would have sent 7, no question. I don't want him having any sort of time to be able to run around, get a throw. I want this game to be over with. So he sends a lot of checkdowns out on the field, flips a bunch a couple times. Again, going back into this max protect scheme. I do like when Blocky goes into this max protect simply because of it's a possibility he gets a run or a possibility he gets sent to the house right here. But unfortunately, Blocky gets a really unlucky possession catch. It's kind of just what happens in this game. Kind of sucks for Blocky that happened. But nonetheless, that's how Blocky ends up losing this game. Is just from a couple fluke throws. But the biggest thing is, I think you guys can take away from this, and that I'm taking away from this as well, watching this a couple times now, is if your opponent is not sending a blitz out of you, why are you going into max protect? What's the reason behind it? There should be no reason that you're going into max protect. You should be sending them out more routes. If anything, you should be sending more routes out on the field than what they're covering. Because if they're playing aggressively in the flats with curl flat, hard flat, soft squat, and one deep zone, surely you can get somebody over the top for an easy touchdown. Whereas Blocky became predictable. Matt's like, oh hey, I've just got to worry about one post, and he's going to have a little in route, a little zig route, or whatever you guys want to call it. And that's easy. I'm fine with that. We'll just put hard flats down, and I just got to worry about the post. Blocky became predictable, and that's kind of what costed him the game, is he was just playing a game of checkdowns, which is kind of how West Coast is built to play. It's a playbook of dink and dunk, and then eventually, once they play aggressively underneath, you can take over the top. That's really how you play passing in general, but West Coast even more so. So, two things. If you're a passer, don't become predictable. Second, going against your runner, they're going to chew that clock. You need to be able to get that ball back, and you need to flip the table on them. You need to be the one that starts chewing the clock away from them, so then if they have like a minute left, you're at least going to get to see them pass, and if they aren't comfortable with passing, they should be fairly easy to bag up. So that's going to take care of this video. Hopefully this gave you guys some lessons. We're more likely going to be going over a big in-detail thing on MeisterMadden.com. I do live stream there every single Saturday, at least when I'm in town. If I'm not in town, we'll probably do a Discord channel call, and I can answer you guys' questions as they come. So be sure you guys check out Meister Madden for a run defense and a membership. We have a lot of stuff over there that is not on YouTube. It's exclusive to Meister Madden. And until next time, guys, get into practice mode, review this a couple more times. This has been T Meister. See ya.